never mind the background noises if you hear one. In the end, we are all starving for to know just how the hell can all of this be solved. But in the end, it seems we really will switch back to Heki and Yontawa's side. I don't really like that Heki in these situations are pretty useless, especially when that mountain girl is saying that he is useless. It's just that she's not wrong. In these situations, Heki feels kind of useless. So how the hell will the mountain tribe members survive this? Cannibalism? Yes, this is the Kingdom Chapter 5.1. Before we are switching back to the mountainside, we actually are getting back to the capital of Qin China. All the troops are falling deep into slumber until a very wounded messenger arrives, revealing that they had to sneak back by the mountains with patrols, and unfortunately the guy who is reporting is the only survivor. He reports what he know what happened last time. So he reports to the fact that that this messenger was attached for General Osen's Central Army. So he's not don't know what has happened up until now, so to speak. So, but according to any information is better than nothing. So this messenger. I heard something scary and I got a little scared, so I got distracted. This messenger tells us about the young commander's formidable clash with Riboku, which also they may very well hold the key to this Riboku. Despite this, however, it's not they cannot celebrate just yet, because the biggest problem is the food supply, as they lampshade. And also, Shobun-kun says that if Yug runs out of food before the Osen army, then they will have good news. However, if the Shin China army starve first, then Riboku will definitely do that. Then suddenly the guy who was a betrayer but now follows the king because he knows the law. Sorry, I forgot his name. You don't have to correct me on that. Actually pulls out a pretty vital question. Despite having no idea whose food will run out first, Osen of all people still choose to make such a huge gamble, and even Shohei-kun, the man who is one of the most genius strategics ever in his mind you. Oh, sorry, that was a bad pun. In his mind, care to note, is actually agreeing with that. I mean, it was lampshaded that the Shohei-kun strategy is all out of the window now. Now it's only Osen's plan. But he still questions. Back when they received word of the lineage of Gyu, that one aspect stood out to me more than anything else. Is Osen really a man who will take a gamble with such high stakes? And again, we cannot read Osen's mind. It almost always seems like Osen has a plan. But at the same time, right now, we are actually questioning ourselves. Will his plans work? I mean, Kanki did say, as long as he has known Osen has never fought a battle he knows he cannot win. Did I say that right? Well, Osen always fights a battle he will win, in a way. So the question is, did Osen make a gamble for all of this, or something else? I mean, he did say that the former strategy was out of the window and now it's just a battle between Riboku and him. So Osen did make a gamble because he knew that the talents of the other generals will pull this through. There is something that is missing here, but I don't know what it is myself. Either way, we're getting then to the food supply, and the messenger revealed that he came to them. He rode off when the army had 10 days worth of food, and it took 5 days for him to reach this place, meaning that the messenger we got from Riboku, that was that time, but now some time had passed, meaning that Osen's army now only have food for 5 more days. And well, defeat Riboku in now only 5 days. Ooh, can they really do that? Well, Ace doesn't allow themselves to be put down and says that we knew this was difficult and we solidified us. Now we believe in the men of everything else. But the messenger reveals one more bad information, that he met a dying messenger from Heikki army, revealed that their food supply had been burnt out, and the Yontawa army will run out of food faster than the others. And indeed, the mountain tribe are all struggling. Heikki getting some food from the Yontawa army, although very little, actually pisses off one of the little girls, the one Kitara, and she begins to beat Heikki. I mean, again, Heikki is pretty useless in these situations, but I still don't really like that she is kicking him down because she considers him useless. It's true that maybe he's screwed up, but in this situation the mountain troop members are not as useful either. They should also have known all of this. So, well, everyone has a point in all of this, and even the mountain tribes begins to fight among themselves to kill horses just for meat, because, well, but the mountain tribe members, they like their horses, by the way. So in the end, how will Yontawa solve all this? As the perverted general also says, this rate their army will collapse in 3 days. Something must be done fast. However, Yontawa says, after all, it's not like our food stores will last another 3 days anyway. So with that, she says to Bayu to summon all the chieftains, because now she's gonna share them a plan that will decide whether we lose or win, live or die. Whatever that plan is, no idea. This is just a setup chapter. A chapter full of despair, if you ask me. I mean, the suspense is still there, and I still want to read more of the Kingdom chapters. Unfortunately, we have to wait until that. So, now the food supply is running out. How will the Wasen army, and more importantly, the Yontawa army, actually survive this? Will we now switch to the Yontawa side? And it seems that some days have passed, meaning that... how do I say this? The timeline seems to be getting a little bit confusing. The messenger says that now they only have 5 days worth of food, the Wasen army, meaning that that time Riboku got word on how much Gyo had. 5 days have passed since that day. And the Yontawa army now only have days for 3 days more, and they were gonna run out quicker. So, if we're now switching to Yontawa army, does that mean that once they win or die, a couple of days have passed on the next battlefield, or will we go back to that battlefield and saying, in the meantime, before that time happened, if you know what I mean? I myself do not really know. All I do know is there are huge despair in the air. How will this army possibly survive all this? Are they gonna resort to cannibalism and perhaps take the meat of their fallen comrades? You know, in these situations, I think no one should actually be this picky, but then again, even that, that would be a little bit too desperate. More than that, you cannot really eat human meat anyway. Well, not as much anyway. You give me your thoughts on you have any, and how you think the Yontawa army and Heikki army is going to survive all this.